Okay, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here on time. I am going to record today's class again and post it just as I will every lecture class. Let me just check the video settings here. Okay, I'm just spotlighting myself for you, so that's saved in the recording. Great. All right. Well, welcome to class, everyone. We've got kind of a little bit of an odd class today in that we're not really going to talk a whole bunch about human anatomy. Rather, we're going to first play our Kahoot game to make sure you have understanding of the syllabus and to see what questions you have. And the second half of class will be an introduction to a project that we're taking part in this semester called Ideological Awareness in the Biological Sciences. I'll talk more about that in a second. You'll have some time at the end of class to complete a survey. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be our last online class as we start the semester, and we'll be back in person and diving into histology and embryology in class on Monday. So with that in mind, and then I'll just have a quick reminder of our class program for you at the end of class. Before we get into our syllabus Kahoot, what questions do you have? Anybody have any questions for me right now? All right, well, let's do this. You should be able to see my screen. Go ahead and log into our Kahoot game. As soon as I see everyone in there, then we will get started. And there's a QR code as well as the pin. If you go to kahoot.it, you can log in. Is my screen still sharing properly? Can you see the Kahoot screen here?
Yeah, I can.
You can? Okay, good. Just want to make sure. There we go. Joyful Sphinx. I love the name. And by the way, I just put it on auto name generator because I get a huge kick out of these. Classy Rocky Turtle. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Normally it's fun in class to kind of go around and see who's what name, but a little bit harder online here. Melodic Shark. Ooh, that definitely sounds like a weird, like kind of techno indie band or something like that. A lot of these actually could be good indie rock band names. Gentle Dingo, that doesn't sound like a good band name. If you're looking to use any of these as band names, I don't recommend Gentle Dingo. I don't know whoever that is, no offense. All right, we've got, let's see, 25 people. I need to get 27 people. So we've got 2 people still logging in, and we'll go ahead and get started. Got Nimble Hamster. Oh, that's cool. Dynamic Lion, Diplomat Finch, Bronze Penguin. It sounds like an award you win if you do a great job in your ornithology class. Or if you place, I guess if you place 3rd in an ornithology competition, you get the Bronze Penguin. Not quite as good as the Silver Finch or the I don't know, Golden Sparrow. 26. I got one more person need to log in here, and we will get started. As this last person is logging in, I just want to review. So the idea of this is just a fun, interactive way to review our syllabus, course policies, and expectations for the semester. Super competitive. If you win, you will win the esteem of all of your classmates and your instructor, which is huge. If you get 3rd place, then you get a Bronze Penguin. All right, looks like I'm still missing. Looks like people were on, but off. I got 26. All right, I've got one more person. We've got 28 people logged in the Zoom. So we should have one more in Kahoot. If you're having trouble logging in, shoot me a message in the chat. I'll get you on there. Just want to make sure that everybody's on before we get started. And it looks like I'm missing one person. 2 people. So people keep coming and going. Does the internet still suck in the dorms? Did they improve it? They did not improve it. No, they're supposed to improve it. I know that's been a bane of the online classes. It's been crappy internet on the residential side of campus. Okay, sorry, I'm just waiting for one more person to get in. Give me a shout if you're that person. You can raise your like virtual hand and I can help you get in. Got 25 people logged in. We need 27. I don't know who's who because it's got the name. All right, we're at 26. One more. Come on, I believe in you. You can do it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started to not hold all of us up, but whoever is not logged in, please do give me a shout in the chat and I can help you get that going. All right, everyone else, hope you're ready. I'm going to go ahead and start here. And this is your human anatomy syllabus Kahoot. You got 30 seconds to answer each question. Oh, I need to turn the sound. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the sound. Does the sound come through on your end if I play it here? It does. All right, good. I should have adjusted. I like the other sounds better, but we'll leave this one. 3 seconds. Oh, we've got someone coming in here in the class, 29 people in class. Okay. When are my office hour or open hours? Often called office hours. I'm calling them open hours because the idea is that they're open. They're there for you to talk to me, ask questions, and they will be from noon to 2 in our lab room. Note that the location, well, actually, I think that's another question coming up here, so I won't get into it. I'm also available any other time. Just shoot me an email. We can find another time to meet if for whatever reason you have a conflict during this time. I see a couple people just newly coming into Zoom. In the bottom right corner of the screen, you'll see where you can go to log into our game. It's kahoot.it and the pin is right there. Go ahead and do that. If you're having trouble, shoot me a message in the chat. All right, next question. Oh, actually, first we get to see who got this one. So remember, you get points for speed and accuracy. And Melodic Shark, our techno indie band, is at the top with Joyful Sphinx and Gentle Dingo, not the indie band name, and third place there. All right, nice job. Let's go on. I apologize. Those of you who have had me in class before, some of these dumb jokes in the answers are a repeat from what you've had before, and they get less funny the more you're exposed to them. So just keep that in mind. I apologize. All right, good. No extra credit in class, sorry to say. There's a link on your syllabus to a blog post that kind of explains some rationale for that. I'm happy to discuss it more, but all the course points are laid out in advance of the class, and you have plenty of opportunity to earn those points throughout the semester. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I'm super glad that at least one of you picked that you should catch snakes and bring them to class, although that would be fantastic. It unfortunately won't earn you any extra class points, just your classmates thinking that you're awesome. Melodic Shark still at the top. Who is Melodic Shark? You can raise your hand. All right, nice job there. And we've got Stellar Yak and Amusing Gator climbing up there too. Nice job, everyone. Let's do another question. And I'll pause after every 3 questions or so to make sure that you don't have any questions about course policies. So if you have any questions right now, just hang on to it and I will pause in a second. I don't want to pause after every question because it's really slow. Somebody's looking up the answers as we take the quiz. There we go. Nice job. Okay, so there are 3 lecture exams. They're worth 80 points each. So in cumulative, they're worth about a quarter of your overall grade. There's details about the exams in your syllabus. Depending on where we're at with class and what we're doing, the exams may be during class time, or they may be take-home exams in Blackboard. And I will give you plenty of advance notice about both the timing and the format of those exams. You can look to your syllabus, or excuse me, your schedule, which is the last page of your syllabus that outlines generally like what weeks you can expect these things to happen, so you can plan in advance for that. All right, good job. What questions do you have for me so far? You can either unmute yourself or just go ahead and raise your hand or type it in the chat, that's fine. And of course, you can just send it just to me if you want to be anonymous. Okay. Let's keep going then. What do we got? Melodic Shark still at the dang. That's awesome. Stellar Yak still hanging in there. Good job. Space Bee. I didn't even see that one. Nice job, Space Bee. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. All right. Yes, you need a textbook for class. It is essential. We will be doing readings pretty much every single class. You had some readings for today. You'll have some for Monday. I am leaving a copy of the book. I think the easiest thing is for me just to leave it in the lab room, which is room 301 in the Science Center. It's open all the time, and you can go ahead and use that as you need it. Please don't take it out of the room because other people might come in. So if you need to use it, just go in the room, hang out and read for a bit and leave it there. I mean, if you want to take it to the lounge in the Science Center and read it for an hour and put it back, that's fine. I'm not going to put strict rules on it because I trust all of you all to use it as you need, but it is there, especially if some of you are waiting for your textbooks to come in. But I do want to emphasize that you will need a textbook. The electronic version is fine through like Vital Source or however you want to get it. Also remember that we're using the 9th edition in class, and I will provide page numbers for the 9th edition, but the 8th edition or even the 7th has the same material. It's totally fine and will save you a considerable amount of money. So if you want to just use that, that's fine with me. All right, let's see if Melodic Shark can remain on top. Yes, but Stellar Ostrich is on the rise. Watch out. All right, lecture quizzes. You've got 6 of them throughout the semester. They will never be a surprise, so you will know about them in advance. They will take a variety of formats. Sometimes they'll be drawings, sometimes they'll be take home, sometimes they'll be in class. And in total, they're worth about 18% of your, not about, exactly 18% of your overall grade in class. So note that your quizzes and your tests together in lecture combined are worth over 1/3 of your overall grade. So that's not actually a huge percentage compared to a lot of other classes. I do that intentionally so that you can, you have a chance to earn points and do well in the class in a variety of ways. All right, let's do, dang, Joyful Sphinx and Melodic Shark are just hanging on there. Unbeatable. Ooh. Yes, good job, class. As those of you who have had me as an instructor before know that I like to get you up and moving around a lot in class. Sitting for 50 minutes can be a lot. And so we'll be engaging with your classmates, doing group activities, doing goofy things like performing skits on how muscles are attached to bones and things like that in class. So we'll do that at any time. And you won't know in advance. It's a surprise. Oh, look at that. It stayed exactly the same. Space Bee still hanging in there. Yes, indeed. The best recipe for success in this class and probably all of your classes is a very graded approach, meaning that spend a little bit of time with class material every day instead of trying to cram before an exam. I try to facilitate this with your course, your class programs for every class that allows you to pace yourself with your readings and your videos and assignments in a way that will support you in that. So I highly recommend doing that, especially with this class. This class is a lot of memorization, and the best way to get that down is to do a little bit each day rather than a whole bunch at one time. Space B's got the little flame. Space B has a streak with 7 correct. Space B, do you mind identifying yourself? I don't know who this is. You deserve great praise. It's a mystery. All right, good job, Space B. All right, and Avery's got her hand up. Go ahead, Avery, question? I think you can unmute yourself if you have a question. I see one in the chat. Oh, she's Space B, awesome. All right, thank you, Avery. Where's Avery? In here. Okay, cool. Avery, good job. Let's keep going here. All right, yes, anytime you have one, feel free to raise your hand, interrupt. I may do something like say, hold that thought for 1 second as I wrap something up and maybe answer your question, but I'm always happy to take questions in class or out of class. Just shoot me an email, of course. Oh, the pedestal stays exactly the same. Space B lost the flame there. That's okay. Okay, so in total, these small in-class activities and also surveys and things like that outside of class are going to be worth a total of 8% of your grade. So it's 80 course points out of 1,000. Now, 8% doesn't sound like a whole lot, but think of it this way. Think of it, that's the difference between getting like a 94% and an 86%, right? Or an 86 and a 78. That's a huge jump of a whole letter grade. So even though 8% might not seem like a lot, they can accumulate. Note, here's something important to note is that in the past, I've said that if you're here in class, you participate, you get those points, right? And if you miss class that day, well, too bad, so sad. It's not that many points. It's an encouragement to be in class. I'm being really flexible this semester. Classes are being recorded, so you'll be able to view them and potentially even complete some of these activities after class. And here's what I ask, that if you are missing class and you want to make these points up after class by watching the video, communicate with me. That's all I'm asking, is that you just talk to me or email me. Let me know. I don't need super specific details or anything like that about why you missed class. You're welcome to share that if you want, but I trust you. And just communicate with me so that I know that you're going to do that activity outside of class. And sometimes I can modify the activity so you can do it out of class, but you just need to talk to me about it. Otherwise, if you're in class, you'll do the activity and you'll get those points. Just as a quick note, while I'm talking about missing class, I'm never going to ask you for a doctor's note or anything like that. If you're out sick, you can just tell me. I know sometimes students feel the need to get these notes or whatever. I don't know if other instructors ask for that, but I won't, just to be clear. Let's see how we're doing here. Space B rising up, number 3. Watch out, Melodic Shark. Space B's on the rise. Now that's a good band name right there. Space B on the rise. Maybe an album name. All right, yes, definitely need a place to take notes in class. A lot of students like to have a digital notepad. That's fine, I don't care. What you'll need to do is have somewhere where you can draw pictures in class. We'll be drawing a lot of diagrams and often taking a picture of them and uploading them to like a ticket out at the end of class or something like that. You may need an umbrella. I can't guarantee that, but you won't need one every class. All right, we still got Daring Penguin is sneaking up. Oh, there's a bronze penguin and a daring penguin. That's exciting. I wonder if they're rivals. They like hate each other, trying to outdo each other in the class syllabus Kahoot, which is high stakes. This is high stakes. Pits penguins against their brethren. All right, good. We're in the Science Center, room 301. I like that 2 of you picked my house. You can show up. If it was herpetology lab, we might be able to do it there. And human anatomy might be weird. I'm just gonna stop talking. All right, Daring Pig and Classy Lark is sneaking up too. Look at the ornithology themed. Yeah, all right, good job, Classy Lark. All right, we'll do one more question, then we'll pause and see what questions you have. This is good times. Nicely done there, class. Yes, so it's important to me that I address you as you would like to be addressed. You saw in the survey that you completed in advance of class today. I asked you for your preferred nickname as well as your preferred pronouns. You want to change that during the semester? I know some people have a policy like, I need to know that at the beginning because then that's what I'll call you forever. And that's kind of weird and not cool. So just let me know anytime you'd like to be addressed as with different preferred nickname or pronouns, and that's all good. And I look forward, the introductory survey that you completed for today, I'm looking forward to looking over the weekend and getting a chance to know each of you a little bit more. Winter pedestal is exactly unchanged. With that in mind, let me just pause from our heated game here and see what questions you have. All right, carry on. All right, you will need the visible body software for lab. I give you links to sign up for that in the syllabus and also in your program for today. Please make sure you have that ready for Tuesday, our first lab next week. I want to just acknowledge that the software is not free. However, it is a 2-year subscription. So for example, if you were in Zoology 251 with me last semester, last year, or Dr. Panwis, you can still use the same code. It's good. And I recognize that that's an extra financial burden for all of you. The software is great. It works really well in class. Students have responded positively to it. It also gives us some flexibility if we need to move classes online. And so we will use it regularly throughout the semester. It's not something I'm asking you to purchase and we never get to it. You'll have specific assignments and things like that on Visible Body. If you need financial assistance with that or anything else, just talk to me and I can plug you into some resources through the campus for sure. All right, so I'm going to pause here for questions, and I see one in the chat. Do I post slides on Blackboard? I do not post the slides in Blackboard because it's challenging to do logistically because I never know in advance exactly what I'm going to cover in lecture. Also, I don't think the slides are a particularly useful learning tool in themselves. I think what's important is what I talk about and what I do in class in association with those slides. And the third reason is that you're going to have the video, so you can always go back to the video and reference that. I know that sometimes some of the diagrams on the slides are useful to have. With the videos posted, you can always get a screenshot, and a lot of the diagrams are just from your textbook anyway. So I'm not going to provide that this semester for those various reasons. What other questions do you have? No, I just asked that after the last slide. Let's keep going. I want to see, all right, Classy Lark rising to the top. Let's do it. You got a couple more to go, Classy Lark. Yes, So we can be flexible with this. In general, you should know that the labs are, this class is big and the labs are full, especially the afternoon lab. Those of you, especially those of you that are student athletes, it seems to come up a lot that you might have conflicts and it's easier to attend a different lab. Just let me know in advance and we can make accommodations and make that work for you because the labs will be covering identical material each week. Cool, cool. Let's keep cranking here. Leaderboard's the same. Melodic Shark has just been up there since the first question. Oops. Actually, I didn't want to close that. Damn it. All right, so lab practical 2 is indeed during our scheduled final exam period. I find that this works really well for my classes. Note that this time and date is on your syllabus and it's a weird time. I forget exactly when it is off the top of my head, but it's like a Saturday morning or something like that. So make sure you note that in your calendar, but that will be our second lab practical. We'll have 2 lab practicals throughout the semester. So please note that that will be it. Who picked before Thanksgiving break? That's like in the fall semester, dude. Somebody's not on their game today. Let's see if it was Melodic Shark. Nope, still cranking. And Silly Badger, dang, Silly Badger. Nice job, look at that. All right, let's do, we got a couple more questions here. Good. You guys know what's going on. Someone who wants to live with the remorse of missing class. That's your choice, man. So yeah, the resources will be available as I mentioned, and I especially want to do this semester. I don't know if you guys have heard about this COVID thing that's going around. People are getting sick, and if you got a little bit of sniffles, you're not sure if you come to class, trying to make it as easy as possible to make the decision to stay home and take care of yourself and those around you. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you can be successful, even as things come up in the semester. And I see a post in the chat, what's COVID? Good. We'll talk about that. It's this crazy thing that's going around. It might have affected some of you. I've never heard of her. I love it. Yeah, it hasn't been in the news much, so you might have missed it. Dang, Space Bee gets the little flame again. Good job, Space Bee. All right, coming down to the end. Yes, I look forward to getting cookies from 2 of you in the shapes of letters. Email is always great, and I will respond to you almost always within 24 hours, except for maybe on the weekend. You'll get a response. Also, just grab me before or after class. In general, if you have a quick question before class, it's fine. If it's a more in-depth question, usually right before class, I'm like getting things ready and doing that. So after class is a small personal preference, but just grab me anytime if you have questions. Email is the way to go for the most part. Yell. I'm glad nobody picked yelling. All right, we've got a few more questions. Everyone's doing great. We're right on time here. Melodic Shark hanging on to the lead there. Good. Somebody put yes. Some wiseacre. Go to class. It's good. We're going to be doing activities in class. It provides like a nice, stable environment for you to focus and learn. The recordings are there as a resource, as I said, to support if you need to be out of class or you want to review material, but they're not a substitute for attending class. This is an in-person class, and you should be there whenever possible. I know that you're going to miss a class or 2 this semester. That's fine, but be there whenever you can. It will benefit your learning greatly. All right, same leaderboard. Last question, team. Let's see if Melodic Shark can retain the lead. Yes, so I'm trying something new this semester. I'm impressed that some of you even know what a payphone is. I'm trying something new this semester, and that is I provided this link where you can just post an anonymous feedback on the class. I've never done this before, and I'm kind of curious to see if it is useful at all to anybody, but there's a link in your syllabus and also in Blackboard to a Google form. I don't know who's posting it, so you can say what you will. If you have a concern about class, something happens that you think is important, I should know about, or anything like that, please give me that feedback. I want to make sure I can address your concerns and run class in the best way possible for everybody. And I thought that this might be an extra way to do that. So note that that is available. One poor person thinks I don't care what you have to say. I'm sorry, I do, I really do. And let's see what our leaderboard looks like. This is our podium. At number 3, we've got Space B. Nice job, Space B. Number 2, Joyful Sphinx. Good job, Joyful Sphinx. And number 1, not surprisingly, we know who this is going to be. Melodic Shark. All right, everyone, wherever you are, give yourself a round of applause. You're amazing. You did a great job with this Kahoot. Let me pause here and see if you have any other questions about the syllabus, and then we're going to move on and talk about this other project. What questions do you have? Okay, so this semester we are going to, part of our curriculum will be centered around something called Ideological Awareness. So this is a program that's funded by the National Science Foundation, and it's from researchers in Alabama at Auburn University and Southern Alabama University. And what we're going to do here is a couple of times throughout the semester, we're going to have modules that focus on the biases, stereotypes, and assumptions that shape contemporary and historical science. In other words, all of these social factors that sometimes people think are separate from science, but in fact, create the environment in which science happens and determines the course of science. And so you'll be learning about that this semester. And specifically, these modules are related to our curriculum in human anatomy because they include disparities in healthcare, the genetics of gender identity and sexuality, and as well as tissue ownership and biological ethics. And so we'll get to these modules later in the semester. They'll be integrated into our courses and into our classes related to what we're covering, either in lab or lecture. I'm not sure exactly where we'll fit them best. But to start things off, what these researchers are doing is they need to collect data on all of the student participants before and after they receive this curriculum. And so I'm going to ask you today to take 15 to 20 minutes to complete this initial survey. This survey is it's anonymous in the sense that the researchers know who completed it, but they're not linking up your answers to your name. And because it takes 15 to 20 minutes, I really want to encourage all of you to do it. This is where we end class, so you have the remainder of class, which is just enough time to complete this. I want to remind you that you have a class program for Monday. This includes some reading in the textbook, as well as just reminders about visible body and the survey if you don't have a chance to get it done in class today. Otherwise, this is the end of class. I will stay online and I will be happy to field any questions. Otherwise, you can go ahead and get this QR code and complete the survey. Please take your time and answer questions honestly. If you want to log off, just do the survey and log off. That's perfectly fine now as well. So with that, I'm going to end our recording. And like I said, I'll stay on and answer any questions. Otherwise, have a great weekend, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you in person on Monday.